Paws On The Job, Pete the Construction Pup. This is a story of the sweetest little puppy named Pete. Pete had always dreamt of going to work with his owner, Mike. The thought of it made Pete's tail wag with joy. He couldn't help but imagine all the fun things he would do and the new friends he would make on that special day. Pete's excitement was so great that he even started to have wonderful dreams about what his workday with Mike would be like. Pete was hopping around with excitement as his owner Mike prepared for another day at the construction site. To everyone's surprise, Pete was joining in on the fun this time. With his sleeves rolled up, Pete was about to bring a whole new level of cuteness to the work site and see what all the fuss was about. Pete's tail was already wagging like there was no tomorrow as they approached the construction site. Mike gave Pete a pat on the head and said, "Pete, you're my wingman today. I need you to fetch some tools for me." Pete barked in approval, feeling like he was on top of the world. With a spring in his step, he ran around fetching tools for Mike, who couldn't help but give him a high five for being the ultimate helper. Pete's little heart swelled with pride, and he was already buzzing with excitement for his next big mission. After a while, Pete noticed a group of workers carrying heavy bricks. He thought he could help by moving a small brick, but as he tried, it slipped from his paws and made a loud clatter. The workers stopped and looked at Pete. Surprised by the noise, Mike rushed over and comforted Pete, explaining that some tasks were too heavy for him. Pete felt bad for causing a disturbance, but was glad that Mike understood. Throughout the day, Pete tried to help in different ways, but he kept making mistakes. Mike sat down with Pete and said, "Pete, it's okay to make mistakes. Learning new things takes time and patience. You'll get better with practice." Pete listened, realizing that he needed to be patient and keep trying. He felt determined to learn and improve. As the day went on, Pete watched the workers carefully. He noticed that some tasks required precision and careful handling. Mike saw Pete observing and said, "Pete, why don't you help by carrying these small nails in your mouth?" Pete nodded eagerly and carefully carried the nails, feeling proud to contribute in a way that suited him best. As the workday drew to a close, the laborers faced a huge challenge. Witnessing their struggle, Pete remembered their earlier support and sprang into action. With a bark of excitement, he fetched a tool that helped the workers conquer the problem. The team erupted in cheers and patted Pete's head, grateful for his unexpected assistance. Pete realized that being part of the team meant always lending a helping hand. The sun was starting to set when Mike packed up his stuff to leave. Pete's chest swelled with pride as he looked back at all they had done. Mike got down on one knee and praised Pete's hard work. "You were a top-notch helper today, Pete. Keep it up, and you'll become a pro in no time." Pete couldn't contain his joy and wagged his tail like crazy, knowing that he had learned some valuable life lessons. The next morning, Pete woke up with newfound determination. He was eager to go back to the construction site and continue learning. Mike smiled and said, "Let's go to work, Pete. Today's another opportunity to grow and help out." Pete barked in agreement, ready to tackle any challenges that came his way. Back at the construction site, Pete approached his tasks with focus and patience. He carefully carried small items, watched the workers, and even fetched a tool when needed. Mike noticed Pete's improvement and praised him for his progress. Pete felt encouraged and knew that his hard work was paying off. Day by day, Pete's skills and confidence grew stronger. He became a lean, mean, team-helping machine, and boy, did it feel good. His coworkers high-fived him for his epic efforts and always kept him in the loop. As Pete saw the impact of his contributions, his heart filled with glee, and he felt like a true hero. One sunny afternoon, the construction team gathered to celebrate the completion of a project. Pete stood proudly among them, knowing that he had played a part in their success. Mike ruffled Pete's fur and said, "Pete, you've become an amazing construction pup. Your dedication and hard work have made a real difference." Pete beamed with happiness, feeling like the proudest pup in the world. Pete was hooked on helping Mike out at the construction site. He was always there, wagging his tail and ready to lend a paw, no matter what the task was. Through thick and thin, they tackled each challenge together, high-fiving after each victory. Pete had discovered his calling, and with some good old-fashioned practice, determination, and a bright outlook, he knew he could conquer any obstacle that came his way.